We also got a very good glimpse of Zaire Smith. Oh,
Sixers win it! Wow! Oh man, Embiid just posterized Russell Westbrook. You love the Philadelphia Eagles? Let me get a hell yeah!
what's up, everybody? It is Deibs, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Welcome to Party on Broad. Let's start off by introducing our first guest. He is Jack Connell. Make sure to follow him on Twitter at Jack Connell TPL. What's up, Jack?
Nothing much. Great Sixers win. Perfect season in the preseason. Blue Coats had a lot of action tonight. Ready to talk about it.
Let's talk about it. All right, so the Philadelphia 76ers defeated the Detroit Pistons 106-86. A lot of great Delaware Blue Coats action in this one tonight. Lead us off, dude. What was one of your top takeaways from this game?
NORVEL PELLE.
Yeah! Love it.
5 blocks in 11 minutes. Blocking Sixers the ghost of Sixers pass Christian Wood twice in the end there, getting the whole bench riled up, looking great in his interior defense. Zoo and Allah just talking about his blocking abilities on YouTube, all the highlight tapes. It was just great to see.
Who created those YouTube videos? I was a little geeking out right there, by the way, because I created oh man. All right, so for all you guys listening, the applications are available for the Pels Bells #1 Sixers fan club. Make sure you sign up. We're accepting all applicants right now. Norvel Pelle had 13 points tonight in 12 minutes, 6 or 7 from the field. What was really fun about this one was Christian Wood was a baller last year in the G League. So clearly there was some rivalry going on between Norvel Pelle and Christian Wood in this game. That was just a blast to watch. But Norvel Pelle, man, we got the shimmy. There is nothing better. There is nothing better than a Norvel Pelle shimmy. He does the little thing after every really decent block. I think the one was a personal foul. It was a terrible call. No one cares.
It was body. The way they described it was he contacted the body, not even towards the hands or anything. It was a weird explanation, but I mean, whatever. That doesn't matter. The points don't matter. It's what happened.
Yeah, man. I mean, Norvel Pelle, I'm all in. I'm all in, obviously. He deserves to get minutes over Kylo Quinn. Kylo Quinn, I don't know if you guys follow the Blue Root TBL, but I refuse to tweet about Kylo Quinn. 11 rebounds by Kylo Quinn, 5 assists. Didn't do anything offensively, but he's impacting the game more than I ever expected. I got to give props to Kylo Quinn. Any takes on Kylo Quinn?
I mean, my guy Harrison Grimm was kind of saying he's had a lot of good passing recently. He had 9 assists against Orlando the other night, 5 tonight. He's got that touch.
He does. I've been thoroughly impressed. I got to throw my Norvel Pelle bias aside, but Kylo Quinn has definitely, showed the part. Another main takeaway, you got to start with Joel Embiid. I mean, this guy, his jumper was wet all night. He got to the line 8 times. He made all 8 free throws. He finished with 24 points in 22 minutes. I mean, this was by far the best Joel Embiid has looked all year. He just looked comfortable, and I think the biggest part of this, he didn't need Ben Simmons to do it. He was getting his spots in the post. He was finishing in the post. He had no issues managing his space in the post. I think that's the biggest takeaway for Joel Embiid. What would you think of Joel Embiid's performance tonight?
I felt it was classic Embiid, just where it was even finer tuned, more improved. There's a little bit of turnover there in the beginning. I felt like he was kind of giving up some shots. They were fumbling out of his hands. But I mean, for the most part, he looks like the same Embiid we know, even better. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's preseason, so he's probably not being as careful with the ball as he should be. Maybe he's working shots. I mean, stuff he usually shouldn't take. But I mean, it's Embiid. I mean, I'm not going to complain about any shot he takes, really. He's taking more just because he's ability to, and there's no real pressure on him. But I mean, I'm just excited to see him. I think he's going to be even better this year.
Yes. The next major takeaway has to be our first glimpse of point guard Jay Rich. That was the big takeaway heading into this game, that Josh Richardson would handle a lot of, point guard duties in this game. He finished with 6 assists in 26 minutes. I thought he looked okay. The handle was tight. The shots didn't fall for Richardson. He had one really good play where he was able to kind of beat his defender off the dribble, and he finished above the rim for a one-handed dunk. Other than that, he looked pretty good. What was your take on Josh Richardson as the backup future point guard on the Sixers?
I mean, it's all right. I mean, I don't know. I've really never seen him as a ball handler, to be honest. I mean, the one play, like, he broke the guy, I forget who it was, he broke their ankles, and he went underneath and went to take a jumper, but he bricked it. But, I mean, it was all about breaking the ankles, but, I mean, he looked all right. I mean, there's nothing really to write home about. I mean, if he's a serviceable point guard, I mean, that's really all you need. I'd rather have somebody that's all right, nothing too flashy, than somebody that gives up the ball or takes bad shots. I mean, I'd say I probably feel more confident in him than maybe Nato or Shake as a backup point guard role. I mean, I think it was an off night for him a little bit. Shots weren't falling, but I mean, that's not really to be expected of him. I think he'll be better as the season progresses. And again, this is just preseason. You don't overreact.
Exactly. Well said, Jack. First thought is he looks better off the ball than with the ball. But I mean, that's to be expected, right? So this is his first time, with heavy ball duties in this offense. He's used to playing off the ball pretty much his whole career. So I give him a pass. I grade him like around a B minus probably in tonight's game. The other player we have to talk about is Matisse Thybulle. All right, so Matisse, he had 7 points. He had 6 rebounds, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Before this game, I said an over-under for this game for steals, and I said it at 4.5. God, I just missed that. All right, so just obviously the number one play that comes to mind with Matisse was that end of the second quarter. It was like a TJ McConnell type of play where they inbound the ball, and he steals the ball, puts up a 3. He didn't make it, but those are the plays, man. Jack, those are the plays that are going to get him minutes in Brett Brown's offense, hands down. What was your take on Matisse tonight?
He's just a guy that just never stops. Like, he is 100 miles a minute, always working. He doesn't take a second to stop. And just like you said, that play, stealing off the inbound. I mean, he was right there. He's always moving. He does not stop, and I think that's great. He's always behind the ball handler. If the guy's covering is close and he's behind the ball handler, he goes out there, he attacks, he tries to get the ball by any means necessary. And I think that's something they need, and I think that's a new wave of defense you're going to start seeing in the NBA. He's just so exciting to watch.
He is.
And you never really have said that was like unless it's like a big shot blocker. You've never really been like, oh, this is such a cool defender to watch. I think it's really cool to see.
I made the comparison. It was almost like a half joke, but I'm not so sure anymore. But last Party on Broad, I compared Matisse to Tayshaun Prince. And, dude, when you see him fight through the screen and then block the shooter behind the back, and he's been doing it every game this preseason, that's something Tayshaun Prince did. Those were things that Tayshaun Prince was able to do with his wingspan and his quickness and his IQ. Matisse has all those things. He checks all those boxes. Just another great game from Matisse. And I was laughing because I made a joke on Twitter that at one point, because his plus minus, Matisse Thybulle's plus minus has been off the charts all preseason long. And there was at one point, there was like a 2-minute stretch where he was a -1, and I was ripping him. And if anyone doesn't know, always take whatever I tweet on the Blue Root sarcastic. Like I'm making a joke all the time. So he was a -1 for like 2 minutes on the court.
How dare he?
Is he a bust?
Should have taken Carson Edwards in the 24th pick.
Speaking of Carson Edwards, because we're going to be talking a lot about Carson Edwards in the very near future, but he had like a 20-some point third quarter. Did you see that tonight?
With 6 threes, it looks like.
Carson Edwards got the start along with Matisse Thybulle tonight. He finished with 30 points in 21 minutes. He had 9 3-pointers and was a plus 14. He shot 10 of 16 from the floor.
Who did they play?
They played the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, that probably explains it.
But anyway, the big point about that is the Sixers and the Celtics play game 1 of the regular season, dude. And where are we at? I mean, we're less than 10 days away, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Now, who is the Celtics G League team?
Celtics G League team. Hold on, let me look that up.
Because that's going to be... I got to get myself down that game for when Taco Fall goes up against Norvell Pelle.
The main Red Claws.
Or Kudamaji. That's just going to be a matchup right there.
Right. So Taco Fall is going to be playing for, I think, if my memory is correct, the Blue Coats opened the season against the main Red Claws. So it'll be Taco Fall versus Chris Kumaji. I mean, that is must-see TV.
That is verticality against verticality.
Oh, man. And if the preseason is any indication, if we get that Norvell Pelle and Chris Kumaji Twin Tower front court, I'm going to die, man. It's all over. It's all over.
Defensive player in the G League.
All right. But yeah.
Another G League thing we're looking forward to is in about 11 days is the G League draft.
G League draft.
Is there any guys you have your eyes on that you want being brought?
The G League draft is weird, man. There's a lot of guys that you've never heard of. You know who they drafted last year?
Who?
Hakeem Warwick. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, I remember that. I feel like I remember that name. I've never really seen him play. I just have heard the name.
I mean, he's one of the all-time players for the Syracuse Orangemen back when Carmelo Anthony, they won the national championship that year. But he was just a Hall of Fame college player. He didn't play at all for the Delaware Blue Coats. The draft is weird, man. I'm still trying to figure it out, the G League draft.
A name to watch out for I'm excited to see is hopefully maybe Mahir Johnson. I've seen some of his stuff, point guard. I think he'd be exciting to see. He worked out for them for the draft. Cool. Hopefully we talked to him at our live pod, me and you. So, I mean, hopefully he can be brought on.
Awesome. And then, I mean, tonight for me personally, we got to talk about Shake. Shake had a really good game, I thought. Shake finished with... I like
his one play I just want to talk about. I think he went up and under the basket. That one, I forget what it was. I just remember he went up and under. It was very nice, the cut through and everything. I thought it was a great play by Shake. That's the one play in my mind that stands out for me about Shake.
Yeah, we saw Shake really attack the paint for the first time since we saw him with the Delaware Blue Coats. This was, more vintage Shake Milton today. He finished with 6 points, 3 or 5 from the field. It was finally really good to see Shake Milton kind of roll, play in that pick and roll offense and, do what he does best, which is, the floaters, the runners. We have Zaire Smith. No Jason? All right, no Jason. All right. Zaire Smith finished with 7 points. He had 3 rebounds. Only 12 minutes, man. I'm pretty sure he only played in that second half, maybe even like just the fourth quarter. We saw a pull-up three-pointer from Zaire, but make no mistake, Brett Brown has made it clear in that the pregame interview with Brett Brown. I think Brett said something. The gym tells us who makes the rotation, and Matisse's performance speaks volumes. That is very much clear right now. It looks like Matisse is here right now, and Zaire, it's going to take some time. He's going to have another development year. This is his rookie year, man. So, personally, maybe did I have some unfair expectations for Zaire Smith? 100% yes. But it looks like Zaire's going to take that development role this season. Will we get to watch him in Delaware? Good for the Blue Root. Yeah, baby. But the Ben Simmons and Zaire Smith alley-oops, just put on a little hold, man. I'm willing to wait. He's only 19 years old. What was your take on Zaire tonight?
I mean, he played. I mean, he's not, obviously, I don't think he's as good as he was towards the end of last year. I mean, the ability that he's still able to play basketball after the whole thing that happened last year is ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy he's at this point, and I mean that in a good way. I mean, I think, yeah, like you said, I mean, it's pretty much his rookie year. It's his first full season. He's only 19. It's just he's got a couple more years under rookie wage scale. Send him down to Delaware for us. Just let him develop a bit. I mean, there's really no rush. for him. I mean, you've got enough wings currently. I mean, if he's back, it's great help for us. But I mean, it's not we're not in a desperate need for that position type. Just let him get to where he needs to be. Don't rush him back.
Yeah, when you look at the roster last year, the Sixers roster desperately needed versatile wings and guards. And then you look at it this year, and it's almost like the complete 180 from what it was that last year. You got guys like James Ennis, Mike Scott, Tybal, like these guys that can defend 1 through 4 all the time. And it's like it's a good thing. It's probably a good thing to allow Zaire Smith to take his time, find his niche, find like his game down with the Delaware Bluecoats. We also had Mario Shayok. He finished with 4 points. He had 2 boards, a steal in 12 minutes. So game from Mario. What any thoughts on Mario Shayok?
Not really. I mean, he's going to be good down. I think, like Brian said, great. He's going to be down the G League, putting up 20-plus points per game. He's going to be something to look forward to down the road. I think he'll contribute much up to Philadelphia this year. I mean, he's still a very raw prospect, but he can be good.
Yeah. So main storylines. Jay Rich, I thought, looked really good as a ball handler. We saw during that first preseason game that Brett was going to give Raul and Trey kind of that first dibs at being the backup point guard. Nope. It is 100% going to be Jay Rich. I think that's pretty much a fact. Tobias, pretty decent game, but Joel looked good. Matisse looked good. Furkan Korkmaz made some threes.
Somebody's back.
Furkan
back.
Yeah, dude, Furkan Korkmaz was a plus 12. He had 10 points. There was like a little bit of time there during this game where it was almost like watching 2018 Summer League Furkan. Go back at it when he's just throwing runners up, hitting threes. It was great.
It was great. Except he didn't put out 40 points like he did last time.
Tonight belongs, though, to Norvel Pelle. Don't you forget it. This was the game where Sixers fans are going to go, wait, who is Norvel Pelle? And couldn't have been
videos.
Don't forget to join Pell's Bells, the #1 Norvel Pelle fan club there at the Blue Root TPL. That is Jack Connell. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at Jack Connell TPL. I'm Chris, Mr. Crockpot. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later. Stay awesome.
Sixers win it! Wow! Oh man, Embiid just posterized Russell Westbrook. You love the Philadelphia Eagles? Let me get a hell yeah!